What we have here is the Viking Eco stepper bike. It's a 24 volt electric assisted pedal bike with an 8.5 amp hour lithium ion battery. Now that's the stuff that you'll be told on a sales page. The lights are not standard. Those are from my old hybrid, and the only reason for the duct tape there is because the other bracket had broken, as I was to find. So as per usual, you can't quite, there we go. You have to give it a quick rush job. 3 modes, and you can switch this on and off as you're going along. I recommend doing so because there's going to be times, such as on a relatively flat railway, well, former railway line like this. So yeah, you don't really need it all the time. The gearing, which is what most people complain about, it's 6-speed sprocket, the Shimano MF-TZ20 as I recall, and it starts out on a 14-tooth sprocket. That's its smallest, and it goes up to, I believe this one, a 32. I'll check on that because there are different ones. A 52-tooth chainring at the front, rear suspension, so it will be difficult to find a suitable rack, though you can get a beam rack. If that was the case, I'd move my lights up and make an accommodation for it, but those can only take 10 kilograms as opposed to a standard pannier rack that can take up to 25, so that's something to consider. The rear wheel has a servo brake which operates quite well, and there's the side stand as well. It does fold up, but as many other people have said, it doesn't fold up, and how to put this, tidily. Yeah. 250 watt 12 volt motor built into the front wheel, the front wheel, there we go. Standard V brakes. But yeah, that's about it. Oh yeah, and the 6-speed revo shifter. To be brutally honest, I've had this now for 2 days. I got it used and it served me quite well. I've got a hybrid back home that weighs as much as this does and doesn't cope with these hills as well, which says to me if that had a motor it would be ideal, and I'd be able to go a lot faster with its 700C wheels. With 20-inch wheels and the gears that are here, you'll be lucky if you get above 15 miles per hour, which is of course when, 15.5 miles per hour when the motor cuts out, and oh boy, it's just gotten windy all of a sudden. Hey, it's been raining quite a bit, but it's coped with wet weather. In fact, it was absolutely teeming down yesterday morning when I went to the local garage to get electric credit, and it coped very, very well. You know, you didn't get shocked or anything like that. You know, there's some of the more idiotic petrol head naysayers would say. So yes, all in all, it's a perfectly adequate machine, even if you live in the sticks like I do, or even better perhaps in the city, because this really isn't meant to cope with steep hills. You really do need to put the work in. But if you're living in a city or an area with only gentle hills, hills that you can cycle up on a normal bicycle but with some difficulty, this will easily conquer those. But again, do expect to put some work into it. This is more for exercise as well as utility. So yeah, all in all, I'm quite happy with it. But of course, sorry, I'm just laughing at my own little joke there. As per what many other people say, your mileage will vary. Yeah, that was the groaner that I was giggling over inside. So yeah. Oh, another note. I had dropped the lithium battery because it wasn't locked properly. Whoops. But no damage, it's quite tough. And yeah, you can't grumble. So with that, it's almost 5 minutes. Any questions, put them in the comments below. I'll attempt to answer them as best as I can, and we'll take it from there. Alright, I'm Emperor Pigeon. Goodbye.